Hello and welcome to Stretch and Release. I am Coach Allisha and I'm going to be taking you through about 10 minutes today of stretches, and we're really going to be focusing on the posterior chain, opening some things up behind you. So I'm going to take the only equipment you're going to need for today is a foam roller. So I'm going to take a foam roller and I'm going to have a little seat. Okay? I'm going to start by rolling out the glutes. Just kind of doing a few passes back and forth. If you want to go a little bit deeper, you can actually come back and put your hands on the mat behind you. If you have a yoga mat, that's great. If you don't, that's okay. Just find a spot where you can have a little bit of space just to move around and do some stretches today. I'm actually going to take it down to my hamstrings, and I'm going to move it to the side so I can focus on one hamstring first. So I'm going to start just above the knee. My hands are behind me, my chest is up. Roll all the way to the glute, and then back down towards the knee. Same thing here, about 10 passes. Just opening things up, warming them up. If you don't have a foam roller, that's totally okay. We're going to move to the other hamstring, just starting just above the knee. You can either use a little crossball to warm up or roll out your hamstrings and your glutes. We're actually going to go down to the calves for just a minute today too. Or you can totally skip this first part and you can jump into the stretches when we get there. If you find a spot that you need to hang out on a little bit more, give it a little more love, go ahead and do so. I'm going back to that first leg. I'm going just above the ankle. Lift myself up. I'm using that other foot as a driver. Rolling out that calf. Make sure you keep breathing. You can also turn your toes out and in. Woo, couple little bumps there. Roll out. Good. Make sure that you do both sides. We're going to hit that calf real quick on the other side, and then I'm going to take you through just a couple stretches. Opening up those hamstrings and your calves and your glutes. Don't forget to roll those toes out and in. Now, just a quick little tip for your calves. If you have somebody at home that can help you, what you want to do is you want to put both calves on to the foam roller, and then you're going to have somebody put pressure and roll your legs out just like that. Just a little tip for that foam roller. It really hurts, so just beware, okay? So I'm actually going to come to a standing position, and I'm going to walk out to a plank position, and then I'm going to push into a down dog. So we're going to focus on stretching right now from the glute all the way down through the calf. Okay, so you're going to walk out to that plank. Set your plank, push back into down dog, drop one heel and then drop the other. In yoga, they call this walking a dog. Make sure you push your hips towards the ceiling and the heels towards the ground. Do a few on each side. If you want to go faster, you can. And then what you want to do is drop both heels and lift the hips. Hold that position. Now, come back to your plank. Cross one foot over the other, and then come back into that down dog position. This is a deeper stretch, so just beware. It's going to be a deeper stretch through the calf. And you should also be feeling it through that hamstring. Place that foot on the ground, come back to your plank. If you need to take a break, you can. Cross the other foot over, come back into that down dog. Good, place that on the ground. One last down dog, stretch with both legs down. Shoot those hips high. Come back to your plank, drop the knees down. Good. So we're going to come into a pigeon since we're already in this position. So you're going to bring one leg through. I did this a few weeks ago, but it's a really great exercise to do, stretch out those glutes. I am also notoriously tight, so it's forcing me to work on it as well. So we've got one leg through. If you can, depends on your flexibility, you want to bring that leg all the way out to a 90-degree position, and then you'll want to come up onto it. But if you're like me, I'm a good 45-degree here, and then make sure you come up onto that leg. So if I'm sitting like this, I'm not really getting a decent stretch. Okay, so I really want to square up and just breathe through it. No matter where you're at, if you want to get a deeper stretch, you can also come down to those forearms. I'm going to come back up, place my hands onto the mat. I'm going to tuck that back toe and switch legs. You can situate that foot, come up, square those hips. Make sure you're breathing through it. If you want that deeper stretch, you can come down to those forearms. I'm going to come back up. Make sure you tuck that toe. Come back to a kneeling position. Now, we're going to take it all the way to our back. We have a two-part here. I'm just move my phone roll out of the way here real quick. Two parts. So, I'm going to cross one leg over. And I'm going to just apply, so I have my right leg crossed over. I'm going to take my right hand and I'm going to apply gentle pressure out. So I'm using this bottom leg as an anchor to help kind of push that foot towards me, and then I'm using my hand to push my knee out away from me. Hold that for about 20 to 30 seconds, and then you're going to bring the opposite hand, pull that knee across, and then same thing, use that bottom leg as an anchor to help push the opposite way. Breathe through each one. So you're going to push, and then you're going to pull. This is really good for those hips and glutes, especially if you're super tight through those. And you want to do each one 3 times. So again, holding for 20 to 30 seconds. I'm doing a little bit shorter on each one. And then we're going to go ahead and switch. So remember, using that same hand, same side to push out. Make sure you're actively pulling that foot towards you. Gentle pressure. And then you're going to use the opposite hand to pull. Now I actually tend to be tighter on this side through the hips and the glutes. So I can't pull across as much on this side as I can on the opposite. But just go where it feels comfortable. Make sure you continue to breathe. That breath is going to help those muscles release. So remember, we're pushing gently. And then pulling across. One more time of each. And pull. Good. Now you can continue to do any of those exercises a little bit longer, but each of those are really going to help you to kind of open up those hips, open up those glutes, and then you're going to want to go into some activation exercises like I've shown you in our past classes. Okay, so make sure that you really get those muscles warmed up and stretched out, and then you want to go ahead and activate them. Okay, with some activating exercises. I'm going to bring you more of those next week. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Have a great rest of your day.